Hey everyone, it's Laura Myers for CMS-Connected. Today I'm speaking to Adam Rivietz, co-founder of #Paid, the influencer marketing platform allowing many Fortune 1000 brands to effectively launch and run influencer campaigns through the use of both artificial and genuine intelligence, aka the intersection of technology and the human touch. Hello Adam, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Everything's great. I'm in New York, even though it's a little chilly over here today. I almost feel like I'm back in Toronto, but it's great.
That's awesome. Glad to hear it. With #Paid, you have a hybrid service bringing technology and the human touch together to create one cohesive influencer strategy for brands. But if you take out the human element, what specifically does the technology offer that prospective clients won't find anywhere else?
So, from the start of our process, all the way from an influencer being recommended and their specific price, that is the first part of technology that both our influencers and our clients interact with, which is called our pricing algorithm. You can, as a user, anyone can actually go to our website, and if you know what your average engagements are, which you can just look at your last 5 or 10 posts and calculate the average, we actually have on the front of our website a slider bar that you can input your amount of engagements and it'll recommend what you should be charging. And so that tool is really used to best price influencers and price them according to fair market value, because once the influencers do sign up, we do pull all of their social media stats and run those metrics against all of our previous campaign data, because at the end of the day, you're only worth as much as what a brand is willing to pay for you. So when we recommend these prices to influencers, there is many data points that are taken into account, like how often they post, the quality of their content, how many followers they have, their engagement rate, and so on. So pricing is definitely one of the bigger challenges in the space. Influencers don't know what they should be priced at. Brands don't know what to offer influencers. So we wanted to craft this pricing algorithm to make everyone aligned on what the value of a piece of content is or a post on different networks and so on. That's the first piece of technology that I think has definitely helped the influencers and is helping brands understand the value that influencers are offering to them and are now able to actually compare that to traditional methods of receiving content or distribution channels that they've used in the past. The second part of the technology is our matching algorithm. So every campaign starts with a brief, an RFP per se from a client, and we upload that brief to our platform. And behind this brief template, which we love to call the campaign wizard, behind this campaign wizard actually sits our matching algorithm. So it in real time analyzes the exact criteria that a brand or our sales team has inputted into the platform and will automatically in real time filter through our roster of over 15,000 influencers in over 100 countries and shortlist a top 100 that match the criteria that was in the brief. Then the human element actually kicks back in, because that shortlist of 100 is sent to our creator relations team. They are the ones who vet and onboard all of our influencers. They're actually all influencers themselves as well. So then we get this list of 100 and curate that to a top 20 or 30. And that is where the human element kicks back in. If you think of the adpocalypse that happened in the last few months, where Google, the biggest company on earth with the most data on everyone, they couldn't even target an ad to the appropriate video, in the sense that these ads were popping up next to terrorist videos or inappropriate content. And so when we saw all these advertisers pull back, everyone thought that was going to be the end of YouTube, but it wasn't. They actually pulled back from 5,000 programmatic, automatically delivered ad channels and hand-selected 500 channels that they were then comfortable with their ads popping up on, which shows that no matter how much data, the quality of your developers, there is still a need for a human touch to verify and make sure that everything is brand safe. The second piece of the technology, and then the last bit, would really be for execution. So once we sell a campaign in, our accounts team will actually take over and execute the entire campaign from start to finish using our technology. So the influencers have signed up, they got their price, they were recommended based on the brief that we were given, but then once they're actually approved by the client, we will contract them using our platform. We will have communication with them on our platform. All of the content is approved, and then all of the posts, once they are live, are also tracked in real time through the platform.
I'm really glad you brought up your pricing algorithm in the beginning, actually, because that touches on my next question for you. One of the biggest complaints naysayers of influencer marketing have is the valuation of influencers is either too high and brands aren't getting the best ROI, or if it's too low, it's leaving creatives not compensated accurately for their talent. How do you determine value for both parties?
So we recently commissioned a Nielsen study because, just like you've asked, many of our clients, many industry experts have asked, what is the tangible value of an influencer? Everyone has always sort of understood that being sponsored is cool. I skateboarded as a child and always dreamt of being sponsored by a professional skateboard company or an apparel company. Athletes, Jordan shoes are the biggest shoe brand on earth because Michael Jordan was an incredible basketball player. So it's always been cool to be sponsored, and I think people are now understanding that. This is just not a celebrity being sponsored, it's someone that's more relatable. So that, I think, is finally being understood. But from a direct dollar for dollar comparison, I don't think the industry's there yet. You can use things like affiliate links where you can click through and track all the way to purchase. But what we've always recommended is that you really shouldn't use influencer marketing for a direct response campaign. There are other forms of advertising that can get you more clicks or more signups or a cheaper CPA. But what we've noticed and what we commissioned in this Nielsen study to prove is that influencer marketing and influencers really own the middle of the funnel. So TV, radio, billboards, they're great for the top of the funnel. They are still the cheapest way to get eyeballs on your brand and to get that high level of brand awareness at a cost-effective price. But that's just getting to hear about a brand. But before you actually move to the middle of the funnel into the consideration and purchase intent stages, you need someone, whether it's a family member, a friend, a peer, or an influencer, to give you that recommendation and that validation that this brand is as great as they advertise themselves as, or that they've actually tried a product. And if you even think of most marketplaces online, whether it's Amazon, Airbnb, eBay, and so on, there's always been, since, I don't know, the mid-2000s, a rating and review system to keep people accountable. And I would say that this is very similar to that.
It's great for you to be educating brands on where influencers best fit in the funnel. I don't think it's something often mentioned enough. You referred earlier in the interview to the interactivity you have once the campaign is deployed in terms of the automated workflow side of your platform. What specifically does that offer marketers?
So it's actually our goal to make this as seamless and as close to a set it and forget it experience for our clients. We want it to be very turnkey. We know, and from executing campaigns over the last 4 years, that it is very cumbersome, especially if you don't have technology. You have to keep track of all your influencers. You have to message them. You have to run their attachments and get them all approved and then track this somehow without technology. So that's what our tech does for our team. But with regards to our clients, we've made it as simple as 3 touch points that they have with us. One being the brief, whether they send it to us in an email or complete our campaign wizard at hashtagpaid.com/RFP. That is the first step. We get a brief. The second step, for brand safety purposes, they actually get to approve every single influencer before we contract them. So that is the second touch point that they have. And then the final touch point they have is then approving all of the content. Every photo, every video, every caption is shared with our clients before any posts actually go live or any content is sent back to the client. So what we like to say is, as much as we are a technology first company and are trying to automate this process to its fullest potential, my personal belief is that influencer marketing will never be completely automated, because unlike programmatic advertising, you're not just putting a photo on a website. You have to actually interact with a human throughout the process. They have to be available. They shoot the content. They have to be ready to post it. And there's always going to be this human element to influencer marketing, because that's the whole value of it in the first place. So while, yes, it's not set and forget, I think we've gotten it to the closest point possible.
I entirely agree. I think there always should be a human element in influencer marketing, and marketing in general for that matter. You can and should automate it to a certain degree, but when it comes to the nature of engagement and the protection of a brand, the human element should never be fully removed.
Definitely. And having started in the startup and SMB space, we've noticed that, the smaller your company, the less brand safe you have to worry about being. You can take more chances. But now that we've shifted into exclusively working with Fortune 1000s and their agencies, and some of them are in highly regulated areas, brand safety is the most important thing. So having that ability to approve the influencers and approve the content is something that we will never remove from our process.
That's fantastic. Well, that's all the questions I have for you, Adam. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was Adam from #Paid, really diving in not only to how they make influencer marketing more tangible and effective for brands, but also giving some insights on the strategy of influencer marketing itself. For more on the wide world of marketing, make sure you stay tuned right here at CMS-Connected.